Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into Awesome Sunday Show. Before we get started, we'd like to tell you where you can find us.
You can find all of our episodes, including new content like blogs and guest blogs, on our newly launched website, awesomesundayshow.com.
Woohoo!
Our podcast is also available on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn, and YouTube. You can find all those links also on awesomesundayshow.com.
You can also follow us on our social media accounts, twitter.com/awesomesunshow, facebook.com/awesomesundayshow, and instagram.com/awesomesundayshow.
Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the show.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Awesome Sunday Show. Connor here.
And Pat as well.
Pat, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just watched the season finale of Legion. So
How
I'm
was
pretty
it?
stoked. It was good. It was not crazy like the other episodes, but it was good.
I'm on episode 5 or 6, so I'll catch up soon. I actually just started watching Westworld, episode 6 of that, and I'm all caught up on Samurai Jack. So
What about Iron Fist?
Iron Fist I'll finish. Well, we're going to do we have to do an episode soon, so I'm going to finish it. It's just first 3 episodes were just boring.
I know. You just got to do it. You got to do it for the fans.
I got to commit.
Just like how Iron Fist was made for the fans, not the critics.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, before we start the show, I'll just let you guys know we have a very special guest. He'll be reading off an ad, and then he'll be introducing himself afterwards. So that way, just in case this is your first episode of Awesome Sunday Show you've ever listened to, which if it is, thank you for listening and welcome to the show. You're a loyal awesomer. But Pat, would you like to start off the ad?
Sure, because anytime Connor goes first, he always messes up a lot.
I do. Every time.
So I'm going to go first.
Yeah, I can't go first.
Not saying I don't mess up a lot, but this episode is brought to you by GameFly. You get a free premium 30-day trial if you go to gameflyoffer.com/awesome. And why should you choose GameFly? They have over 8,000 new releases and classics available to rent for Xbox One, PS4, 360, the older generations, your handheld console such as your 3DS, and as the Switch adds more games, the Switch, 100%. It's convenience. They're shipped directly to your door, and they have a pre-addressed envelope for easy returns. There's no contracts. You can cancel anytime. There's 2 plans you could choose from. You get a 1-disc plan at $15.95 a month, a 2-disc plan at $22.95 a month. What that means is you get 1 or 2 games out at a time, but you get to play unlimited amount of games in a month. All you have to do is just keep sending them back once you're done or sick of them or whatever. And they ship them right back. It's much cheaper than buying, say, 2 or 3 games out of a year, because then you're stuck with those 2 games for $180. When you do GameFly, you get a billion games for, $16 or $23 a month. And not only that, but you can also add movies to your queue for free. DVDs and Blu-rays at no extra charge to go along with these games that you get every month. It's a pretty damn good deal. My girlfriend has GameFly. She's enjoying it so far. Can't really complain. I think she's going to keep it. And again, that's gameflyoffer.com/awesome for a free premium 30-day trial. Sounds great.
That does
Thank
sound
you,
pretty
GameFly.
gnarly. Yeah. This show is also brought to you by BarkBox.com. With a 6 or 12-month subscription, you can get a free extra month of BarkBox at www.getbarkbox.com/awesome. Pat, do you want to know why BarkBox is the best?
I do, because I have a dog.
Special guest, do you want to know why BarkBox is the best?
Give it to me.
All right.
Bark, bark.
We don't know who you are yet. So every month, BarkBox Paws picks the best all-natural treats and innovative toys to match a dog's unique needs. They also include allergies and chewer preferences to your dog, because your dog has a personality, and your dog might not be too keen to something or allergic to something. All edibles are made in the U.S. and Canada, and 100% of their products are tested on their own animals, so your animal will not be harmed in any way. BarkBox is also a great way to try a variety of treats and toys for the dog, to keep the dog interested, and also to keep yourself interested and invested in your own pet. Each monthly box is themed. They can go either with a country fair, bark ball, Pooh York City, etc., etc. And if your dog does not like something in the box, they'll send you something they'll love for free because they're all about dogs' happiness, and that's their Scout's honor. Free shipping on any bark box within the continental U.S. And if the dog falls in love with something from the box, you can easily find it at barkshop.com or by the app or by texting them. And folks, remember, if you want to sign up for this great subscription service, BarkBox, go to www.getbarkbox.com/awesome. One more time, www.getbarkbox.com/awesome. And for our third ad.
Hey, so today's show is also brought to you by Vinyl Me Please. Join the Record of the Month Club at joinvmp.com/awesome. Again, that's joinvmp.com/awesome. What are you asking? What do you get with this? What do you want to know, Connor? You really want to know?
I really want to know, mystery person.
So basically what you get is you get sent one vinyl of the month, and it's always exclusive. And then when they say exclusive, they mean special edition exclusive. You get special art print, you get colored vinyl, custom lyric books, exclusive artwork, and you get personal notes from the artist too. How awesome is that, right?
That is pretty
It's
sweet.
talking awesome.
That
Love the
is-
Awesome Sunday show. What's great about this is their memberships are flexible. What do people our age hate? Commitment. I'm telling you, there's no guilt trips, no contracts, no strings attached. You can cancel anytime you want, no hidden fees. And the only surprise, Connor,
Yeah.
Pat, you know what that is?
What is it?
You're always left satisfied and smiling listening to your vinyl, because us millennials, we love our vinyl. And again, to join the Record of the Month Club, go to joinvmp.com/awesome. Again, that's joinvmp.com/awesome to join Vinyl Me Please today. Welcome to the Awesome Sunday Show.
Thank you.
That was good. I
That
like
was
that,
very
Phil.
good. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, by the way,
whoops.
it's Phil. Hey, what's
Yeah,
going on,
but
guys?
it's
Damn it, Pat.
My bad.
All right, so Phil, mystery guest.
Hey.
Why don't you introduce
Of
yourself?
live from the middle urinal.
Again?
Yeah.
Again? For what, the ninth time?
I think this might be your ninth time, but just someone's,
okay, yeah.
someone's first episode of Awesome. This might be someone's first episode of Awesome Sunday Show.
Oh, they're in for a treat,
They're
then.
in for a treat. Phil's a regular guest. This is probably your ninth time on here.
I'm up there.
Yeah.
I'm not double digits yet.
I think Damien still is the number one person that's been on the most times.
That's
Which
because you
is
feel bad
completely
for 'em.
unfortunate.
That's just because you feel bad
Our
for 'em.
ratings went down.
They can smell the menstruation. You hear that, Ed? Bears. So let's see. I'm a co-host of Live from the Middle Urinal,
Yeah.
which is a partner, we'll say, of the Awesome Sunday
We
Show.
still have to do a crossover.
another one
Yeah.
very soon.
Like we haven't done.
Like we're running out of time.
Yeah, we are. We were supposed to do it in January, when it never came into fruition.
Matt's fault.
Dom's fault, or is it
Sure.
Matt's fault?
Sure.
You know, let's just blame it on Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah. Didn't want to come back home. Anyway, love coming on the show. I live pretty close to these guys. They were one of my inspirations to start podcasting. And I just love
Thank you.
being here. I love talking about certain topics every time we come on, because what we
Yeah.
do, we do a lot of pop culture on mine.
Yeah,
So it's a lot of current stuff. But like when we get to focus on one topic, it makes it a lot of fun.
there's more room for more in-depth conversations.
Bingo.
Not that the middle urinal doesn't have in-depth conversations. It does.
We tend to do the one topic with our courtesy flushes on Fridays.
Yeah.
But they're usually like about a half hour long. But it's okay. It's just a little something to give you.
when
a
I
little
listen to
extra
middle
push.
urinal, I'll if I have time because at work I'm pretty much behind a desk all day.
Right.
I'll listen to a full episode there, but then on a drive, I'll listen to a courtesy flush because 15 minutes.
That's why we love
Yeah.
doing the flushes, because they're great for little drives around town.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
If it's I'm gonna go to J Mike's for a sub, and then if I don't feel like listening to music, 15-minute episode of middle urinal right there.
There you go. Bingo. Thanks for your support, bro.
No, of course.
It's nice. It's nice.
I hit subscribe.
Yeah, that top right corner button, subscribe.
Yeah, it's not hard to hit.
Twice a week, coming in hot. So what do you guys have for me today?
Yeah,
What do we
so
got?
you're actually perfect for this topic because you and I both read the book.
Mhm.
All three of us have seen the original
yes.
adaptation made for TV. I think what channel was it on? What network?
ABC. It was that it originally aired on.
And no, actually, that's funny because they do it a little in ad of ABC when the father's watching TV before the sink scene.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
That
Actually.
was a plug for, if you look into the history behind why it was made.
Yeah.
Not like
Speaking of
it's.
it, Phil, why don't you introduce our topic today?
We're talking about it, folks. The new trailer released, and it looks horrifying.
Yeah, that was a fucking good trailer, right, Pat?
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many of you have ever seen the original series, but looking back on it now, it's not scary. But at the time, it was very scary. But upon further rewatching, it's not that scary, really. You know, I mean, just because of the age we're at now and how things have changed. But when you're a kid, that shit's terrifying.
I also think it being on network television at the time didn't hold it back, but in order for it to age well, it holds it back now because we're at a point where television is pretty much pushing the boundaries more than movies did at a certain time.
Right.
Especially so fast. And I still am way more into film than I am television, but you can't deny the progress that television has made throughout the past 10 years. It's insane.
Golden age.
It's the golden age. It's fucking great. But that being said, this movie looks so good. It looks so good. And I agree, and I think we all kind of agree. The original adaptation, the first half, is much better.
Yes.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. With the kid, yeah.
I wouldn't call it great. It's good.
Tim Curry saved that.
Tim Curry
Tim Curry
yeah.
was excellent.
Tim Curry is great. And also the child actors are very good as well.
Yeah. Seth Green was one of them.
Seth Green was one of them. Yes. And one of the actors the actor that plays Bill was a child actor that was in a lot of movies. He was in that Chuck Norris movie where it's like his hero. Remember that one? Where they're always in like situations together.
I missed that one.
All right, but
well,
like,
what's cool about even the adult
am I the only
actors,
person that watches Chuck Norris movies?
Yes.
Well, Chuck Norris.
Missing in Action is a good movie. Well, not really, but I enjoy it.
Chuck Norris is just awesome. I liked him in Dodgeball.
I like him in Walker.
Chuck Norris.
I like him in Walker, Texas Ranger.
What a show!
Great
dude.
show.
What a show! They should
the only
remake that
cop
for
that
Netflix.
could, take a criminal down by a roundhouse kick.
I'm telling you, and each roundhouse kick had the same sound effect in every episode. Yeah, it was always
Consistency
like,
is key. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
probably always the same roundhouse kick too.
If you've never seen Walker, Texas Ranger, we'll get back to it. But if you've never seen Walker, Texas Ranger, watch the best episode is to watch the one where there's the prison like fight club and like the guards are like holding it, and there's a fighter called the Hammer, and no shit, they fucking fight each other so much, and neither one of them are like getting bruised up. And they're like, yeah, the Hammer hits hard. Like, it's like, dude, where's your bruises? Like,
Unbelievable.
It's great. It's fucking fantastic. All right, back to it. Yeah, but I think the second half, and again, I think we all agree on this, definitely drops down in quality. And it's one of the few times where the child actors are much better than the adult actors.
Absolutely.
And I don't. It might not just be by talent wise. I'm sure the adult actors are probably more talented in each way, but it's just the way it comes off on screen.
Well, you look at it this way too. Like anything involving a clown, I think it looks better with kids.
Yeah.
You know, it just fits better. I don't know. I don't see a bunch of adults going out to fight a fucking clown.
Yeah, it makes sense in that universe because they fought it as children, so they know the truth as adults.
Right.
So I get it. So it works in that sense. But first off, it is scarier with children because children in peril is just a natural scary situation. It's an easy crutch for a horror movie to get on. But I think just like a lot of the dialogue falls apart in the second half in the original adaptation.
One of the adults, the actor, is the late John Ritter. He was a good actor.
He was good in it.
I liked him.
They didn't give him enough to work with, unfortunately. The two best actors, in my opinion, is Seth Green and the actor that plays the adult version of Seth Green's character. So
I forget his name, but yeah.
But Richie.
Yeah.
Beep beep Richie. I think both of them are great. All the actress that plays Beverly, I think is the worst one out of all of them, and the adults. She like literally has
O'Toole.
Yeah, she and I'm sure she's a fine actress, but like she has a line where she's like, "Why is it so mean?" when she's like crying. It's like, dude, it's a fucking like interdimensional monster. Like you're
technically an alien.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that.
Yeah, we are.
Fun fact: Annette O'Toole played two different characters in two different Superman things. She was Lana Lang in Superman 3 and played Martha Kent in Smallville.
Really?
Yeah, just a little fun fact out there.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. But yeah, unfortunately, I think she's the worst part of the besides certain other elements of the television movie adaptation. But I think like before like we dive into the trailer and the movie, and I think we're gonna get into a little more of the lore of Pennywise and the monster, because I just really and we'll obviously when the movie comes out, if there's we'll talk about it more. But I really want to know, like, Pat already kind of gave his opinion, or you already did give your opinion on the original series. Unless there's anything more you want to say.
No, pretty much. You covered it. The first half was definitely much better. The kids were great. Tim Curry was fantastic throughout because it's Tim fucking Curry.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
And I think, that the design of him, while fitting for the era and for the time and probably for the source material, looks kind of goofy now.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, it is a clown, but he's supposed to be, a horrifying clown. And I think the design for the new It is excellent.
I think for network television in 1990, it's way better than it needed to be.
Right.
I will say that. But I want to know your overall opinion, Phil, on the television movie adaptation.
What's great about it is that Tim Curry owned that role.
Yes.
Like the costume, it wasn't, like, looking back, subpar. Like, of course, granted, it was 1990. He looked like a more playful clown. It wasn't
Which might
very,
be scarier.
To many people, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
A playful clown is just scary.
I think that might be the one advantage that this design has over the new one. But go on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people like the way, they want to see the look more.
Yeah.
If this dude Skarsgård can make, like, if he can really own the role too, the fact that he looks horrifying and is acting that way too, it's going to be unreal. But that's the thing. Tim Curry made the role his own, and, like, literally, you think of Pennywise, you think of him.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever read the book again, you'll think of him always, even when the shape-shifting happens to other, like, creatures, like, because as you read the book, it's more than a clown or a spider. There's multiple different things Pennywise can become.
It's a shapeshift.
It's
a shape-shifting monster.
It's become the mummy. It's become the creature of the Black Lagoon. It's become so many different things.
The werewolf.
It's the thing. It's become so many different creatures. It's all based upon fear.
Yep.
So, granted, the movie touches, the miniseries touches upon, the clown and the spider, mainly more the clown than anything else.
Yeah.
It's just what it's known as. When it comes to the clown, of course, everything with the children, awesome.
Yeah.
Kids go missing, kids die, like stuff you don't really want to see on television. But that's the thing; they broke the barrier. They did it. I think it was 2 separate nights that each part was released. The fact that they broke records with that, like TV records with viewers. The first night set the record highs. The second night, I think it was like 2 nights later. It wasn't like back-to-back nights. It demolished the first night because of how good the first night was.
Yeah.
So of course, the critical reception wasn't that great for the second part. But look at how many viewers watched because of the first part.
Right.
Which is unbelievable.
Like, I think, just time a little bit, like, Cassidy Dalton's actually, like, a huge fan of this movie and series too. We used to watch the first half all the time and, like, barely watch the second half.
With that, though, you can almost, you can get away with just watching the
There
first
is
part.
a conclusion to the first half.
Yeah.
It's
just
ambiguous, though, at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You'd rather just watch the first part. And looking at the way this trailer looked, it looks like it's almost just the first part. Almost. I don't know how they're going to go along with it.
No, they're doing it 2 parts.
Is it in 2 parts?
2 parts. For the number of views they had, in part 1 was the 5th highest rated program on Sunday nights with 17.5 million viewers. Part 2 was the second highest rated program on Tuesday nights with 19.2 million.
So it was
viewers.
it was 2 days apart then.
It was which is crazy that on a Tuesday night it was the second highest rated program of that year because it's a Tuesday night. On Sunday nights that makes sense because of football. But first of all, 19.2 million is, like, unheard of right now on even network television, on anything except for the Super Bowl. It's unheard of. So for it to have that many viewers and be only the second highest rated on Tuesday night is kind of crazy.
And what's cool about that that miniseries, I keep saying movie because it's a freaking movie.
It's actually a movie.
But you think it came out, strictly on a Sunday night and then strictly on a Tuesday night. People sat around at the same time all across the country just watching this happen. Like,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I think that's
Everyone's watching the same thing.
what's great about
That's
television.
so cool. You know, no one's going to the movies like, oh, did you see it? No, I'm going to see it next week. Or, oh, I'm going to go see it tomorrow. Oh, or I saw it 3 days ago. That's not the case with how that came out, you know? It was a feature, you know, thing on ABC, Channel 7 around here. Like, could you imagine all of our friends and everything just sitting around? I'd be awesome for us.
That
Just
would-
sit around on Tuesday
yeah.
night and watch, like,
It's like a Game of Thrones like thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's amazing. To me, that's really cool. I'm actually really interested to see how they're gonna do with the feature film. They're gonna get away with a lot more, and plus, it's 27 years later now than when the original one came out. So they're gonna test the waters a little more. I hope, because they're really
able to go
evolved.
darker with it. They're definitely able to go scarier with it. Plus, having multi-million-dollar budget definitely helps. Even though their budget was slashed, which is one of the reasons that original director Cary Faccone left, which I was disappointed with because if you don't know who Cary Faccone is, he directed Beast of No Nation on the Netflix movie, and he directed every episode of the first season of True Detective, which everyone knows was an excellent season of television.
That was one of the best. That was one of the best television seasons ever of all TV I've ever seen. It is. Oh, I fucking love True Detective. Season 1. But
Season 1.
yeah, Phil's favorite season. Season 2.
Damn it, you caught me. But what's cool is the producer. I'm trying to get her name. Do you have IMDb up or anything for the new?
The Wikipedia.
Okay. Look at the producer's name for the new movie. She's also the producer of The Mummy, the new one coming out.
Barbara Machete.
Yeah,
Machete.
that's it. Yeah, she's gonna be the producer of The Mummy that's coming out too, which it kind of excites me though.
I don't know how I
It
feel
kind
about that
of
movie.
excites me because that looks like it's gonna be horrifying too.
Well, her brother is the director on this, Andres Muschietti, who is known for directing that horror movie Mama back in
Yeah, she produced that too.
2013.
Yeah, she produced Mama too. I guess they must work together a lot, being brother and sister.
Yeah. Also, one of the producers is Seth Grahame-Smith, the guy who wrote Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies and was supposed to write and direct the Flash movie that didn't happen.
Oh my
That's kind
god.
of weird. Anyway. Yeah, the director now is Andres Muschietti. Like I said, he directed that. It was like a pretty decent hit, that horror movie Mama.
A lot of
personally
horror
didn't see
fans liked it.
Yeah, I personally didn't see it, but, you know.
I never finished it, but not in a bad way. It was on HBO or Showtime one night. I just fell asleep, but it was from a night of going out probably.
Right. I think he's probably going to do the second half of it too, the second movie. But right now, he's only listed as doing the first.
I kind of hope they don't do that. I'd rather have two separate directors go at it.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case. One reason being is, there's a benefit to go with that, and it's something that's always benefited Star Wars. Just to give you kind of an example, even though they're not similar in any way, the movies or the adaptations, but it gives you a chance where if the first movie's good but has flaws, if the director's flaws, then the second movie you can have a director. It's like, I'm not going to do this and that with this movie. But then if the director has a hit movie and it's like great, then, but whatever, I would like to see his second director tackle it, because then it'd give you like a different feel, you know, kind of put the actors in the studio on its toes a little bit and keep it fresh. I always just liked when series had different directors go at it, and television does that all the time. There's never it's not like Cary Fukunaga, I just fucked up his last name, but who directed every episode of True Detective season 1. You never see that on television ever.
No, you do see frequent
see-
directors do multiple episodes in a season, but
Yeah.
you rarely ever see.
Trey Parker
Something like
directs
that.
every episode of South Park too. That's like 2 shows I can think of. Like in Westworld, like I said before, I started Westworld on episode 6, so I'm almost done with it. Jonathan Nolan, I'm pretty sure, only directed the pilot episode of the first episode, and there was different directors throughout, and even writers throughout the episodes. So I kind of like that aspect, because there's just more creative minds going into it, and that means if there's, you can always say, too many cooks in the kitchen can ruin the pot or ruin the stew or whatever the expression goes. But movies are already such a collaborative effort that I maybe, I don't know. I can see this movie. I'm like, no, have him direct the second one. But yeah, I'd like to see two different people tackle it.
I don't
for
know,
different
because
parts.
having it really depends, but that's a good point. But the reason, like, TV direction and movie direction are severely
absolutely,
severely
It's-
rival,
especially when it
but
comes to
incredibly
time.
different. Yeah. That, and like a lot of the reason for multiple directors in a 23 episode season, which is like the majority of network TV, especially ones that dramas that are like an hour long. It's 23 hours worth of content they're shooting or going to cut it down to.
Yeah.
So they can and do film multiple episodes at a time based on availability and stuff. So that's a big difference. But I mean, if he knocks it out of the park and they have him for second movie, that's perfectly fine with me. We'll see though.
Yeah. I can change my opinion.
Now, real quick, since we're on the topic of series and everything, and things being an hour long with the shows, Stephen King came out and said once that if he were to actually have written the script for the original It miniseries, it would have been a 32-hour miniseries. 32.
That's not a miniseries anymore.
Well, I mean, it would have been like a full.
Yeah, like a full season of television.
One
pretty much,
full
or
season.
more.
Would have been 2 full seasons of a show. That's
one season for
That's
part
6
one.
Yeah, it's 16
one season for
episodes
part two.
per season. Yeah, how can you have a 32 episode season?
But he said it would have been a 32-hour event, like on television.
Yeah,
That would work today with Netflix or a Hulu.
but it'd have to be like intervals.
It would have to be.
I don't think that could
It
work.
would still be broken
He
down.
said that's how much detail he would want in the script, though, because the book is over 1,000 pages long.
The book is
it's like
insane.
12 or 1,300.
If you've ever seen the original 1990 movie but you haven't read the book, they really either cut out characters or cut down characters significantly.
Like I said, he's taken the form of more than just Pennywise.
Right.
Like he's taken the form of a leper, and he's taken the form of a cow. Werewolf. You said.
He always goes after their fears.
Ghost.
One of the bullies,
George's Ghost.
So
specifically.
a big difference. I'll name one big difference between the book and the adaptation from the 1990s version to go along with Phil's point, saying how long he wanted and how much detail he wanted. Bigger one of the big characters in the book, in my opinion, was Patrick, one of the bullies. Reason why he was big and significant is because there's a relationship between him and Henry that explores sexuality in like a kind of a disturbing way. But Patrick's fear was always like leeches. And he actually in the adaptation, he goes into the sewer with Henry and the other bully to kill the kids. And from what I remember in the book, he either opens up a door or fridge, or he opens up a cabinet, or goes outside or some shit and then he gets killed by maggots. I said leeches. I mean, I think it's either some fucking bug kills him, and he dies before they even go into the sewer. So that was and the book had more kids die, within the story.
Now,
but each character was also explored more.
What I'm kind of seeing is that when you're watching the trailer, you see the scene in the trailer where you see Georgie, and he's saying, "You'll float too."
Yeah.
"You'll float too," and he starts yelling it, and then Pennywise is in the water behind him. That's technically Pennywise taking the form of Georgie's ghost.
Yeah.
Then, if you're looking at the cast list, there are 2 cast members. One is called the Leper. One is called the Butcher. So I think we're going to see Pennywise take multiple forms in this movie, which I'm really happy about.
I'm very excited about that because that's the one thing that the TV version was missing.
Yeah,
you
it only
saw
took 2 forms.
Yeah, it was Pennywise, the spider,
and that's it.
and the werewolf.
The werewolf, yeah.
Because of Richie's fear.
Yeah, okay.
He was scared of the movie. I would be actually really sweet because that would be more true to the character.
Yeah.
Going back to Pennywise, and I kind of said I think this is the one advantage that the TV adaptation had over the movie was because Pennywise takes the form of a clown to lure the children.
Right.
But the one thing with Tim Curry's, with the way he looks in the TV series, is that he kind of looks inviting right away. But he's a killer, so you're scared. But you can understand looking at him, if you've never seen that adaptation of It whatsoever, and Tim Curry dressing up as that clown just showed up to a child's party and started, spinning his thing, and giving balloons out, and any kid that's not Nick Snyder, like, would be like, "Oh my God, a clown!" Like, "Oh my God, let's play." So that was the one advantage I think that the TV series had, is because he looks inviting, but that's what's terrifying about it.
Yeah.
And as cool and as fucking scary as the new Pennywise looks, and I'm really excited about it. It
Doesn't
hype.
look very inviting.
No, it doesn't look very inviting. Like, I can't really see a kid going up to him and be like, "A clown." Like, you would be like, "Holy shit, who the fuck is that demon?"
Yeah. Supposedly that was Tim Curry's real hair. Supposedly.
Really?
Don't know how true that is, but supposedly that was Tim Curry's real hair. I don't know how, that'd be ridiculous if it was.
It's like way too transparent, maybe. I don't know. It could be an extension. But then there's a bald cap. I don't know.
There's a bald cap a little bit. Yeah, it's just, I don't know how true that is, but I did read that somewhere.
I don't know. I would have to check that. That'd be funny if it was, though.
That's dedication.
That is dedication. That's method acting right there.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Quick fun fact: the company that did the makeup and effects for this, or the makeup really for Pennywise, also did Hellboy and Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's
Wow.
probably why it looks so good.
And this new movie definitely has style, which I really like too. The older movie, it kind of just looks like a standard movie. It's not shot in any particular way that's kind of new or clever. Not that this movie has that, but just the style already. It's very dark in tone. I really like the gray and black colors that within it, and Pennywise.
Looks very dreary.
Yeah, it's very dreary, and I think that it captures the mood from the novel better because. So, I mean, Phil, do you want to explain this part as far as because you are the guest. As far as how Pennywise comes up, how long it takes for him to come back, and
oh yeah, so
explain those origins.
Do you want me to go all the way back with it? Not too far. I don't want to get ridiculous detail with it.
Yeah, no. Tell us as much as you think the audience should know.
Okay, so
Spoilers, by the way.
When Stephen King created it, and he created all of his books, he kind of created what was called the Macroverse, and he developed all these. He basically created his own mythology, which is kind of cool. It is basically an ancient alien, and it has its own mortal enemy, which is kind of funny, the turtle. It's actually kind of funny. And the story behind it is that they're arch nemesis. Thousands of years ago, supposedly before even the Big Bang, they've been battling. When, our universe is created, there supposedly was a cataclysmic event where an asteroid type thing landed and it was on it. And it landed where Derry, Maine, the town created by Stephen King, is now. And it first awoke in the early 1700s, and it then first fed on a few hundred settlers, almost similar to a Roanoke. Where they all just went missing. And then after that, every 30 years or so, within that time frame, it comes back and he starts to feed, for about a year.
So practically once a generation he comes back.
Yeah, but once a generation, every 30 years. And we get introduced in 1984 when the book is based and written.
Right. It takes place in 1985 and also takes place in 1957.
57, around that time when they're kids, But it is technically an alien. It takes many forms, as we've already mentioned, which hopefully we'll see. What's cool about it is that Stephen King has tied him into more books too. He's in Dreamcatcher. Technically.
I never read the book.
There's because Dreamcatcher takes place right near Derry, Maine. And there's a graffiti type thing that's pointed out by Mr. Gray, which is kind of funny because that's a name that Pennywise uses, another alias.
Bob Gray, right?
Bob Gray.
Yeah. I don't think they explained that in the original movie.
They didn't. It's in the book though. And it says Pennywise lives, and Dreamcatcher takes place after he supposedly died. which is kind of cool because then it makes you think like, oh wait, in like another 30 years,
Yeah.
could there be another Pennywise incident? And then you think Dreamcatcher 2 has the implications of a shapeshifter that brings your fears to life. But then takes place. The movie was weird. The book was.
I didn't like the movie.
The book was. I've dabbled with the book. I didn't read the whole thing. I dabbled with it a little bit. I didn't really like it all too much. But yeah, like everything around it is in Derry, Maine. Stephen King kind of created his own little macroverse. There's one more book that it is mentioned in, and I'll let you guys take it from
Dark
here.
Tower series.
Dark Tower series is where you meet the turtle too.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is his like mortal enemy.
Yeah.
Which is also another same shapeshifter. But yeah, there's a villain like Pennywise with the same abilities. Dandello, I believe it is. But it is, while not directly in it, it does have some effect, and you get more of the lore of it and where it comes from in the Dark Tower series.
Right. And then actually in Tommyknockers too, that's the other one I was thinking of. There is someone walking down the street and they see a clown figure in the sewer, which is actually kind of cool. Which kind of like leaves you a hint, because that was written after it as well, and it leaves the hint like it's not dead.
Yeah.
It's gonna come back. It can't die. The only one that can kill it is the turtle,
Right.
which is kind of cool. Like I kind of like how there's kind of a universe that's gonna be created, like has been created. I kind of hope it takes off a little bit. Like, imagine having a Stephen King cinematic universe.
That would be
That is
awesome.
pretty cool. I mean, the Dark Tower series is supposed to movie is supposed to come out either this year or next.
Right.
So there's
There's a hope.
groundworks for it. It's possible.
Like, we see cinematic universes happening with Marvel, of course. Obviously, it's one of our favorites.
DC now,
DC making an
Universal's
attempt.
the movies. Hasbro is going to have its cinematic universe. Nickelodeon's doing one.
Lego has
like,
a cinematic universe now.
Lego, yeah. So it's really possible. It depends
And
on
the
how they wanna
Stephen
go about
King
it.
cinematic universe would be
I mean, he's got like
ideal.
1,000 books he's written. So
He's got so many books. Not all of them great, obviously.
not
He
all
didn't
of
write all of them in his own name either. I think there's like
he
5
did
or
a lot
6.
of pen names.
There's like 5 or 6 he didn't write in the name Stephen King. But the ones he did, there's so many. There's so much opportunity for millions of dollars that could be made by him. Millions. I just wish he would do it. And I hope he jumps in on help with some script writing too, even though it'd be way too detailed and sometimes drawn out. But I mean, it'd be really interesting to see him like join in and help out with some of the script writing or even like the screenplay, because I want to see inside of his mind. Because when you read his books, when you read any book, it's your imagination coming to life. Like, I remember when I first read it, I told Connor this. We had apps before. I kind of had nightmares after when I was reading it. And that's the thing. Even though it's his words, it's my imagination.
Right, you're
Yes.
picturing
I wanna
it throughout
see-
throughout your reading it.
If he ever took part in a screenplay, like to see I want to see inside of his mind and see what he sees, because
Right.
that's got to be fucking scary.
I mean, cocaine probably helped
Oh, a hell of
a lot, and
Cocaine's
alcohol.
a hell of a drug.
Yes. No, that would be interesting. I mean, there are a lot of classic Stephen King books, and there have been some good movies, some really bad ones.
Most of them are bad.
Most of them are bad,
But the Stephen King movies that are good are
really good.
fucking good.
I mean,
The Green Mile.
The Green Mile, it's great.
One of my favorites.
The Shining, even though very different from the book, is considered one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
yeah, that's always been kind of like a double-edged sword for me, is especially when it comes to The Shining, because I love that fucking book, but it would never work as a movie. So that adaptation is like perfect, because
The best you could have gotten.
yeah, it's perfect because it's so different. Like that book would never work as a movie, and they tried to make it a movie, and it fucking sucked. And like an actual close adaptation of it,
Yeah.
like to the point where there's like boom mics in the shot, but like it's fucking terrible. But there's things in the movie that did better than the book.
Yeah.
Like Jack having an axe and not a polo club. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
lot
way
scarier.
more. Yeah, way more scary. Yeah. So there are still like great works of his to be made or even remade, because You can make those shitty movies that were based on adaptations and make them better, and then tie them in with it, or the Dark Tower series, or just any number of his massive bibliography, even the ones that he didn't write under Stephen King.
Oh yeah, because everything ties in. Like
Yeah, it's
even we like what we pointed out. It's so subtle.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Tommyknockers, just seeing a clown figure in the sewer, that's not normal. You know, like that's obviously a tip of the cap, of course, to it, and then also the hint, like saying, "Hey, if you read it, you think he died, he didn't die."
yeah, and there are not just with it or Pennywise, but like there are other. It's something that authors do a lot.
Oh yeah, and it's
Is
I love when they
building
do that.
little small connections between their previous works. And that's something Stephen King has played around with in several books, like not just with that character or anything. And it's something that could be used in the future, especially. So it really could we'll see how successful this release is, which comes out September 8th, I believe it is. And then the Dark Tower series, whenever that comes out, because I know people are going to go in droves to this, especially for it, because a lot of us, the series premiered before we were born.
Right.
There are a lot of people who are still, big fans of it that are, itching to go see this movie. And the younger generation too, and this is going to attract even more people who've never even seen the miniseries or even read the book, are going to go see this. And the Dark Tower series has been highly anticipated. So if these movies are successful, more Stephen King books will be adapted, and they'll be coming better and better and better.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see it, but I read the book Cell, and the book sucked, like bad. And I didn't see the movie with
Was it John Cusack and Samuel L?
Yeah, apparently it was like atrociously
I think
bad.
it's got like a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, but like hopefully, like I want to see Stephen King's adaptations come to fruition, and but in a better light than they've always been, because it's been very hit or miss. But like I said, most of them are misses.
Right. Now we spent a lot of time talking around the trailer. Let's talk about the trailer. So the movie's directed by Andres Muschietti. Bill Skarsgård, son of Stellan Skarsgård, who you've seen in a shit ton of movies, as well as other children, but he might be best known to our listeners as he's in the Thor movies and he's in Avengers.
He's in the MCU. He's also the main villain in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yes, that movie.
That's a
His
good
son
movie.
is playing
fucking
Pennywise, and honestly, he looks great. Then one other name you might know for this first half of the movie is Finn Wolfhard, a.k.a. Mike from Stranger Things.
What a great last name.
Right? Finn Wolfhard. It's just a good name.
Yeah.
So those are the probably the most recognizable names in this.
He plays Bill, the main character. Finn.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't?
No, he plays Richie.
Oh, he does?
Yes.
I thought he played Bill.
Nope, he's playing Richie.
Oh, really?
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, Jaden Lieberher is playing Bill. I don't know what Jaden's been in.
That's insane.
Yeah, but I think that's really cool because I loved Finn in Stranger Things. I think he did an excellent job.
He was my favorite character in that show.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
And, it's great to see that he's going to be in this. That's another reason that I want to see this. I think it makes it me want to see it more. The trailer, like we mentioned, is actually like scary, very eerie, and it definitely nails like the horror tone of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like the mood, the setting is just it's not gothic because it's not like it's not exaggerate or romantic in any type of way, but it's fucking dark.
Yes.
Especially like when you have a character or a creature that, like the main antagonist, that has such a has a name that's like what the word I'm looking for is eponymous, I guess is the word that go around that. You have to have something that kind of fits within that setting or with that mood, and I think the trailer nailed that perfectly.
I agree. And you know what? I'm glad that like they didn't really show Pennywise's full face until the end of the trailer. Really, they teased it more and more each time. Like when we first see him in the sewer, you're able to kind of make out his face, but it's really dark, so you can see his eyes.
It's not like the scene with the old one where you kind of just see his full face, like
Right.
in like 1990.
How
you know,
perfectly lit it is in the
Yeah.
sewer.
Yeah, right.
And then they're in the slideshow. That was a great clip. I love that
Holy
clip.
Fucking shit. Yeah.
During the slideshow when the guys are looking at the slideshow of George's pictures, and then it keeps going between these different pictures, and then slowly more and more Pennywise works his way into these pictures, which I thought was great, and the genuine terror on the kids' faces was awesome. We get a little bit of the scenery there in Derry, Maine. And then we even see a clip of, I think it's during the slideshow where Pennywise turns into their mom.
Yeah, the mom, yeah.
They turn into the mom,
The pictures came out of nowhere. It appears that the pictures came out of nowhere because they're looking at slides of the town of Derry compared with the sewer system. It's when they figure out, I'm assuming, where Pennywise lives.
Right.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden these pictures are popping up out of nowhere. And it looks like they're pictures of them and their families on like vacations.
Yeah. Which is a scene I'm sure is going to be this like the replacement scene of when they're looking at the book when they're looking at the book of the pictures. When they're at like the old construction site, and he's like, "I'll kill you all." He's like, I'll terrify you and I'll kill you all. And he's like just talking through the picture.
Honestly, obviously they can't see it. Maybe you guys could tweet this picture out later. This is on IMDb. This came out way before the trailer did.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite pictures right now.
Yeah, it's a great picture.
Him just poking his head out of the sewer. It's awesome.
Yeah, out of the sewer drain. Another clip I really liked in it was when Pennywise is going at the kids and his hand is turning into claws.
Yes.
Extending like that.
They're not cartoony like they were in the original.
They look like legit like killer claws.
Yeah.
The part where Mike is coming out of like the factory or the warehouse or whatever, and he locks the door, and the one that says quality meats, the sign on that, and all these burned hands are coming out, like screaming, and you see fire behind it. Was really great.
That is awesome.
It looks like a fear he's seeing,
Yeah, it's a fear he's seeing, exactly. And then in Beverly Marsh's kitchen with that black goo that shoots up out of the sink at her, which is actually supposed to be blood.
Right,
but it looks black in the picture.
Blood, like after a long time, turn black, like in real life.
No, well, if before blood hits oxygen, it's technically blue, blackish.
Really?
Yeah, before blood hits oxygen. So like
when blood, like if a lot of blood dries, doesn't it turn darker too, or is that
brown.
just brown?
Yeah, it oxidizes.
That's what I was thinking when I was watching it, because it was very dark, and I was like, oh,
yeah, it could just look black because of the lighting in the trailer.
But I was thinking maybe like black brownish because it's like blood from people he's killed already, not just trying to
Could
scare.
be.
Like
Yeah.
that's what I took from it.
Or
I was
mixed
like,
with sludge from the
fuck.
sewer.
Or like poop.
Or,
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
Weirdo.
And then the use of the red balloon when they show it going in the library, and then they show it obscuring his face.
It's
Too was great.
ridiculous.
And then when he's speaking through George.
Yes, in the scene where he's in the water behind him on a float.
Oh, when he starts rising up, you see the top of his face with his eyes and stuff.
And his hair is
And
all
it's-
just draped down. Oh my god. The cool I think it freaked me out when he jumps out of the water and he's like
Yeah.
running at him. I'm like, yo, you can see his razor sharp teeth. You can see it's oh my god, so well done so far.
I think that was and it was only a teaser, but it was a great teaser trailer.
I'm telling you, the marketing for this movie so far has been fantastic.
Unreal.
Like with the pictures they've been releasing, that teaser poster where he's holding the balloon, you can just barely see his face. Yeah,
He's standing in front of George.
right. Oh, dude.
Hold on, did you guys laugh your asses off when George's head hit the orange?
Oh,
beam?
that was funny. Yeah, but that's such a little kid thing to do. Like,
Yeah, just
I
run
honestly
at it.
laughed so hard when his head hit the beam.
he
When
fucking dies. What's funny too is I did laugh when I saw that. Like I kind of goes, I hit his head, and I was like, then like I just came over. I was like,
laughed
this
too.
kid
It was
fucking
funny.
dies. Like in the movie.
I wonder
he's
if-
about to die.
I wonder if they're gonna show like
That's not a spoiler.
How
because
he
you
dies.
See in the trailer that he's dead.
how he ends up dying. Like if they're gonna go with like his arms ripped off and he just bleeds out there, and parents find him.
That's the one thing too. So I mean, is it before? I have a question for you guys, but I kind of are we done talking about the trailer, or are we gonna?
pretty much covered all of it.
pretty
Well,
much
one
cover-
thing I really before we do that,
Yeah.
I like how we didn't hear him speak.
Yes,
once throughout it.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he doesn't say a single word.
That's very true.
Throughout it.
That's pretty cool.
The only
actually.
words that he actually spoke were through George's body or his spirit or whatever. So that's interesting. I wonder what they're gonna have him sound like.
It's not going to sound like Tim Curry.
No,
All we heard was him yelling when he's
Yeah.
running. Yeah, that's it though.
But yeah, that's something that you
Tell
just,
your friends. I love Tim Curry.
Tim Curry's the man.
So one thing that I really took away from this trailer is within the novel, and I hate being like, well, in the book, like I hate being that guy, but like, I will say, but I did read the book, and like in the book, they use a lot more kids die compared to what you see in the movie, and also too, you kind of get it's much more grim. There's a lot more gory detail in the book.
Yeah, it's
and they
very graphic.
They kind of acknowledge what happens a little bit, but they just say, "Oh, the child died." You know, they don't really say. They don't really say why. I think like Bill, when he stutters in the second half, when he admits, or in the first half when he admits to his wife Audra or whatever, that like he was murdered, and she's like, "Why didn't you ever tell me?" And because I forgot.
Yeah,
And that actually goes. There's actually like. That's another thing. The memory actually serves a huge part in the book as well about its existence. I don't want to get too much into that because I don't want to spoil anything really. But one thing I really want to ask you guys is what's something that you hope is that maybe wasn't in the first movie, or something that you would like to see them try to attempt, whether it's related to the book or to the previous movie, that you want to see them tackle in this new movie.
Well, I like what you said with the much more graphic nature and gory nature of the children dying.
From horror fans, we want to see that. Yeah.
Plus, I'm pretty sure that it wasn't officially rated, but I think they were shooting for an R-rated movie. So if it is, they're definitely going to be able to do that, and I hope it's rated R.
I want it to be rated R
because minimal amount of horror movies that are PG-13 are ever actually good or scary. No, that's what there are some, but the large majority are just shit.
Right.
And you could do so much more with an R-rated horror movie than you could otherwise, especially with something terrifying like it can be.
And the setting of a horror movie really belongs in an R rating because usually horror.
Otherwise, you're watering it down.
Yeah, horror movies usually revolve around the suffering of other characters that you care about.
I feel like anything Stephen King just has to be rated R.
Yeah.
Has to be. I don't know, that's just me, though.
Well, definitely this
Just
material.
to capture the nature
definitely
of it.
should
Yeah,
be.
just to capture the nature.
One thing I really want them to explore in the movie, and I think they're going to have more free reign to do it, one, because it's on a network television, is it's really two things. One, I really want them to do a better job with Bill's character. Not that his character was bad in the original movie or TV series, however you want to put it. It wasn't to the same depth, and he wasn't as interesting as he was in the book. In the book, there's much more of an internal struggle because of his dead brother. And so one thing they never bring up in the movie that they do in the book, do you remember the ritual of Chud or Chud or whatever?
It's been like 8 years since I read the book, but go ahead. Yeah.
I kind of, again, this is 8 years since I read it because we read it at the same time, but we didn't know each other at the time.
Right.
From what I remember, it's like a battle of mental will or strength. So like obviously physically they can't destroy it. It's impossible. And I think that's where Bill meets the turtle for a little bit, if he's even in the novel, or like it's like his presence is there. But they pretty much they highlight it in the movie as far as like, the power of friendship and the power of them being together, which is very true. But it's really the power of belief that overcomes it. And like what the children believe and their optimism is what really drives the creature forward because he's malice.
Yeah.
So I really want them to explore that because that would give it a deeper meaning instead of just, a monster killing kids, which was really like just what you got out of the original.
Yeah, that's
TV
all anyone
series.
ever got.
Yeah,
out
it's
of it,
only
like a
anyone ever
monster
got it.
killing kids.
So they added a deeper layer. So I really want that deeper layer explored as far as when it comes to like how it psychologically affects the children, how they defeat the it monster mentally. And I really want Bill's character to shine because he really is a great character. And he's good in the original in the TV series, but in the novel, there's things that he admits that that because he's a storyteller, so like he has like a natural belief for a lot of things that people might find like little. I think he like admits he like believes in Santa Claus while he's battling it or some shit. Like, but in the novel, it makes sense because he's a child.
Right.
He's optimistic. So I really want them to, like, even if they don't do that directly, they might change it up for the movie for time constraints. Obviously, it's gonna be like only like a 2-hour movie at most. I want them to explore some sort of themes like that and have the characters be more
like
fleshed
the
out.
theme
And
of like
interesting.
innocence.
Yes, exactly. And like that's why the novel is great. And also too, and like it might seem weird to people out of context, but in the book it makes sense because of all the dread that's within the town. There's a lot of like sexual regression, but a lot of like sexual like immorality too amongst the kids, especially pertaining to the bullies and their relationships as well.
Right.
Again, it's been 8 years since I read the books. I think there's something with Beverly with the other kids too, but they're all like 12.
We
13.
talked about this before. Yeah.
So I kind of want them to. I want them to have the balls to tackle something like that because it's important to the book and actually is important to the story.
Right.
Yeah, I fucking love this story. It's
the story is
it's
unbelievable.
great. Yeah, it's like there's so much so much more to it, and you only really got a morsel of that with the 1990s television series. But I think they might cut out certain things from the television series and incorporate what they didn't do in this movie. So it's kind of like two different versions.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's what I really want to see out
Well,
of
I
it.
think,
I'm expecting a lot.
For the 2 episodes of the miniseries, it was like slightly over 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have more time to work with. They're going to have almost at least 2 hours, if not a little bit more, for this movie. So they can work that in, and then take some other aspects in the sequel, which would probably be another almost 2 or more hours. So together they'll have a longer running time, probably. So they could do that, or
I could see
get rid of
a
smaller bits for bigger, more important stuff.
A total 4.5 hour running time, 2:15 for each movie.
I want these movies to be good to the point where it's like I want to watch both of them back to back, like I do with the Kill Bill movies.
I agree with you on that one. Yeah, because like if it's good enough to watch back to back, well, shit, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I've done that with Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
oh, absolutely, hands down. What I want to see is I'm so hung up on like the fact that everyone just thinks it is just a clown. No, I want people to see. I want to see like the different shapes.
Right.
I want to see the different fears.
Because that's really what he does. He's a shapeshifter.
That's how he draws them in. Well, that's how he kills them at least.
Yeah,
But,
well, the clown is the drawing.
The drawing, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, bam! Like
Then their
it's
worst fear comes.
the ultimate fear.
Do you want to see them attempt to show what its original form is, or do you not want to see what its original form, like their idea of its original form, just
I
see
don't
it
wanna see-
as the clown and then the other monsters it shapeshifts into?
If I want to see anybody's idea of what the original form is, it's Stephen King's and no one else's.
Right.
Because I don't want anyone conjuring up an idea of what it may look
But
like.
apparently Stephen King had a big say in what goes on in the movie or something like
Do you
that.
think
I
it'll
hope
take
so.
away some of like the intensity of it if you see its original form, or what their idea of an original form is in this?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, the original form in the original TV series is silly, what they show. I mean, should I say what it was for spoiler reasons? I mean, the movie's like 27 years old.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's not enough time.
So spoiler, like in the end of the second part of the first series or the first movie, it's like so annoying to compare them. It's a giant spider. I don't remember if that's exactly
It's a
what
pregnant spider.
a pregnant spider. They don't show you in from. I remember in the book, like they find out it is actually a female, and I think it laid eggs, or it had babies. So they either someone kills the babies or like destroys the eggs, and then they kill the monster. But I don't remember if they said it was a giant spider or not in the book. I just don't remember. But in the movie, it's a 6-legged spider, so it's not really an arachnid. But
yeah, it's a pregnant spider. I think it's in the book. It's a pregnant spider. I mean, it's pretty big, but I mean,
is it a spider? It's a spider in the book.
I believe so.
Okay.
You lose track of all the shapes. Since
Yeah, it's insane.
it's
Again,
always
I haven't read
changing.
the book in forever, but
like we said, the book is over 1,000 pages long.
yeah.
It's-
In the book, I guess it works, but I guess with the budget that they had for the TV movie, and then like that monster was just silly looking,
Silly.
and it had like cartoony eyes. You know what? Did you ever see like Attack of the Crab Monsters? It's like a Roger Corman movie from the 50s.
No, I've never seen
It
that.
kind of looks like the crabs from there.
I kind of looked that up now.
Like, yeah, it's an old Corman movie, like where like the strings are moving the claws, and like the crabs talk. It kind of remind me of that. So I kind of want them to avoid that silliness. So in the first movie, I hope you don't see its original form.
Like that.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that either. I mean, I'd rather see, the werewolf. I'd rather see we're gonna see the leper, obviously, because it's in the cast list. That's hilarious.
Right? Am
it
I
looks just
fucking
like
right?
it. Looks just like it.
This is why it's good that I know old shitty sci-fi movies.
But we're gonna see the leper and the butcher, which is cool because they're on the cast list on IMDb, and I trust that cast list 100%.
Yeah.
I want to see a mummy. I want all the different things they're afraid of.
All right, so I was just reading up on it. The spider is not its true form. It's the closest thing the human mind can come to approximating it. Its natural form exists in a realm beyond the physical, which it calls the deadlight. So its true form,
Right.
whatever you see, the closest thing that the human mind can think of is a spider.
That might be why it has 6 legs, or that was just a really bad budget.
Yeah. Or they might not have fit. And also having 2 eyes instead of 8 eyes. But does Bill see? I don't remember. I think I'm gonna read the book again because I don't remember if Bill sees its true form in the astral plane or whatever they're in when he's mentally fighting him.
He does. He saw the shape behind the shape for a brief moment. He described the sight as an endless, crawling, hairy creature made of orange light.
Yeah. It's fucking creepy. So, one thing, I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit. Whatever. I think that would be a cool part to have in the movie too. But I'm just trying to think,
Would just save it for the second part.
or second, yeah.
End of the second part, what you'd save it for. I wouldn't want to see the true form too early.
No, I wouldn't either.
But I think you're right, Pat. It might take away from the
You think
idea
so?
of the fears.
Because that's what they should emphasize in the first movie.
It's the
Because
fear.
then you'll always know what it really is.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because then those fears you'll realize are just a figment of your imagination.
Do you think if the second movie is as successful as the first one, if the first one is successful, so that's a lot of ifs with it, do you think that this could hint more towards the Dark Tower universe and try to bring them together?
I would love for that to happen, and yes.
It's gnarly, man. I don't know. I'm excited for this movie. I really am excited for this movie. It's doing everything right so far.
So far.
So far.
How
The
long
movie
until
can
it comes
blow.
out? It's
a
comes out
little over 5 months. September 8th.
We're going to get at least 2 more trailers out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the common thing now is 3 trailers on top of a teaser.
Let's hope they're not spoilerific.
Plus TV spots. So, mini TV trailers,
Yeah.
30 seconds long. And international trailers, don't forget those too.
Internationals are sick. Those always
Some
show
can
will get
be.
'em
Some
out.
can be really awesome.
International posters are cool too.
Remember the Star Wars
Yeah.
Japanese trailer was the best trailer for The Force Awakens?
Yeah.
That was the best trailer I've almost ever seen for any movie.
Interesting.
I will show you the power of the dark side.
You do that really well.
Thank you. They say that at work all the time. They literally asked me to do Kylo Ren. So
Except your Kylo Ren is a bigger bitch than the one in the movies.
he just misses his grandpa.
He's just misunderstood, man.
Yeah.
You guys see that meme of BB-8 looking up at Adam Driver?
Oh, yeah.
And he's
I know
looking
what
down
you
and he's
fucking
like,
did.
I know what you did, you fuck.
Yeah. You emo fuck.
Yeah. That's awesome. But any other takeaways from the trailer or anything?
I don't want to.
Not from the trailer, but one question I want to pose to you. Other than Tim Curry, obviously, who do you think, not discounting what he taken away, but who would have been your dream actor to play it?
Brad Dourif.
Phil?
Only going to say this because he almost was it. He's not really an actor, but Alice Cooper was supposed to be it in the original 1990
Really?
TV series. Oh, yeah.
That would have been weird.
He was almost slated to be it.
I'm glad they went with Tim Curry.
Me too.
As
that
much
would
as
have
I
been
love Alice Cooper.
That would have been weird.
Alice
if
Cooper's
Alice
the
Cooper.
man, but like, I don't know. Like he's not like an actor.
Yeah, I know. He was in Wayne's World. That's really it.
He was also in Prince of Darkness, which is he has a cameo, which is like a 1980s John Carpenter movie, and he doesn't have a line. He's like a homeless person. But that's the only acting I know that he's in.
Honestly, I don't even know who would play him today. Like, this dude Skarsgård looks good, really good. Who was supposed to play him before they switched directors?
I will show you right.
Let's look it up.
He was it the kid that was in Revenant? Was he in the Revenant?
Oh yeah, Will Poulter. He was in the Revenant.
in
He was in
Revenant,
We're the
yeah,
Millers.
exactly.
Yeah.
We're the Millers.
Apparently, Mark Rylance, Ben Mendelsohn, Kirk Acevedo, and Hugo Weaving were all considered for the role.
Wow.
I think Hugo Weaving would have been a great choice.
You could put Hugo Weaving in anything. It'd be
Yeah.
a great choice.
I mean, Hugo Weaving, he was even good in that movie where he's a drag queen before The Matrix. I forget what it's called.
I don't know.
But
Hold on. There's one more consideration I kind of want to see. I gotta get his name.
But for if it your question posed if it wasn't Tim Curry, who would you be the dream one, or was it for the new movie?
No, for the new one.
Oh, for the new one?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Then not Brad Dourif. That would be for the original. For the new one, that's a good question.
Like anybody.
All right, this is kind of you gotta like take this with a grain of salt because it was one of the worst adapted performances I ever saw, but it's not his fault. Jared Leto.
I had a feeling you were going to say that as soon as you said not his worst adapted. He could have done a great job. I mean, because he's a really talented actor.
Because look at
It's just the Joker was fucking horrendous.
But look at that Joker, how it did not fit that character whatsoever, and how just like ridiculous he was.
Yeah.
Tone that down a little bit, put a little more malice, but a little more concentration into the art, into like and like what his goal is as the character, what Pennywise does. I think he could have pulled it off easily.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? And we would have had some behind the scenes good stories, like how he was selling bullets and use condoms and dead rats to his other castmates because he was so into it. I wonder, he's so method. I wonder what sort of things he would have done in character, in his method acting as it behind the scenes.
I got mine. Cameron Monaghan.
Oh yes, the dude from Shameless.
Ian Gallagher from Shameless.
Yeah, he is. He
yeah.
plays.
That would have been actually. He's a good actor.
He is a good actor.
I liked him as the Joker adaptation,
Yeah.
Jerome in Gotham.
Yeah, he's pretty much the Joker
That
of the
kinda
show
would've-
Gotham. I haven't seen the show since the first season, but I've watched clips of him.
I watched
in
the
it,
second season.
and he looks great.
He
He
played-
looks like he's doing awesome.
Psychopath.
Yeah,
Absolute psychopath in that season. Great job by him. I think he would have been a good consideration for the role as Pennywise.
I think I
because
could
they
play
are very
Pennywise.
close. What?
I think I could play Pennywise.
I have the hair for it.
Yeah, just not.
I have the
long.
voice. All right.
No.
Do you? We haven't heard the new one's voice yet.
We haven't, but it's my own voice. It's my own take. Let's make our own.
That's not very
adaptation.
scary. The only scary thing about you is your face.
We should make Nick Snyder Georgie. He rip his arms off.
Yes, Georgie. They float. They all float.
It's so fucked up.
And down here with me, you'll float too. And the kid fucking just screams. That's Nick Snyder right there. I would fucking kill Nick in the sewer. All right? Let's end the show.
All right. One last. What do you think about Daniel Day-Lewis as it?
I mean, he's my favorite actor. One of my favorite actors. He can do anything.
True.
He's a guy that's short and played one of our tallest presidents that ever lived. And he fucking did it. And I didn't question it whatsoever.
Well, I mean, there's more to Lincoln than height, so
Well,
camera
yes.
angles can do it wonders for you. But I was thinking
Size
like
doesn't matter.
Doesn't. You know you're
like
listening.
Bill the Butcher times $1 billion for it. From There Will Be
God.
Blood.
Oh, yeah.
Bill the
That'd be good.
Butcher from
Or is it?
That's Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York. Yeah, whatever.
I knew what you meant.
But yeah, but still, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That would have been something to see, man. Anyway, guys, what did you think of the It teaser trailer? Are you excited for it? What are some things that you hope they include from the novel, if you read the novel or from the original miniseries, what do you think of the casting? Are you as amped for it as we are? Are you hopeful for it? What forms do you want it to take if he ever came up to you? Should it attack Nick Snyder?
I'm gonna do a Twitter poll. I don't know if it's gonna be. It's gonna be when the movie comes out.
Okay.
If Nick Snyder should go see the movie with us. Nick Snyder has a death fear of clowns.
It's horrible.
Horrified of clowns.
And he can't stand horror
like
movies.
you know, people are like, "Oh,
he's
clowns
scared.
are scary. They're like my fear." And they see a clown, they're just like, "Oh, I hate that clown." Nick fucking hates clowns.
Could you imagine Pennywise throwing like mounds of peanut butter at Nick?
Oh my god!
I think you know what. I think you know how Pennywise would kill Nick. He would get like the Planters Nuts mascot, Mr. Peanut.
I think he would take the form of the
and just like keep like trying to feed him. Like, here's like my mixed nuts bag. Here's the nutrition thing, and like trying to give it to Nick. And Nick's like, no, stop! And he fucking just dies.
And when you're done eating the peanuts, the shells float too.
Yeah. And Nick's down in the sewer with just like a face that's like puffed up. You can't even see his eyes.
Looks like Nicolas Cage after he got attacked by the bees.
They all float down here. They all float. They all float. They can't even talk. Fuck you, Nick.
Fuck off, you stupid idiot.
Don't worry, Nick. I still love you.
No, Nick, we all love you.
No, I don't.
Nick's probably. I mean, Nick's gonna come on our episode for Iron Fist, probably, right? He does all our Netflix
I mean,
shit.
why not?
Did he finish it?
I don't know. You have to ask him.
Yeah,
But you didn't.
Probably
so-
not. He can't commit to anything. Sorry.
Ladies.
Car seat. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, guys.
I wonder what wing sauce you ordered.
Anyway, guys. I wish we could tell a story on air, but we're not gonna do that.
Dude, the last 5 minutes of this episode was just shitting on Nick.
Nick, we love you, buddy.
Yeah, we do. We really do.
Guys, thanks for
Not
listening.
Phil.
Let us know your thoughts about the teaser, it being a 2-part film. You're
Phil
excited
coming
for
back.
it. Phil coming back. Phil's Corner, filling you up. You know, potential
Who's back?
podcast
Did Phil
names.
come on? What?
Yours. That's like the blooper in Parks and Recreation with the Kim Kardashian.
I have no rebuttal for that at all.
Jesus. Check out Live from the Middle Urinal. They're a great bunch of dudes. Their podcast is excellent. Leave them voicemails too. They're a lot of fun to leave voicemails for.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to put in that voicemail number?
Yeah, if you guys know how to follow the numerical like letter thing on the phone, 209 urinal 1. 209 urinal 1. Leave us voicemails. Talk shit about Nick Snyder. Talk about how great the Awesome Sunday Show is. Tell us
Got it
how
right.
horrible we are and attempt to be good, but really not.
No, you
I've
guys
done
are
that
good.
several times.
We're also on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook at Middle Urinal Pod. We put up Instagram stories, Instagram live of me shoving marshmallows in my mouth and almost choking to death. It's a good time. It really is. We talk a lot of pop culture, so if you like recent things that are, always happening, just give us a listen on Tuesday mornings. Telling you it'll all be relevant stuff.
Yeah, they do a couple different topics throughout an episode.
Yeah, it's a lot
cool.
of fun.
Yeah. Thanks to Gamefly for sponsoring this episode. Remember, for a free 30-day premium trial, go to gameflyoffer.com/awesome. It's gameflyoffer.com/awesome.
Yep, and also too, remember to subscribe to BarkBox. You get a free month of BarkBox by signing up for a 6 or 12-month subscription. If you want to sign up for that, go to www.getbarkbox.com/awesome.
And also don't forget, if you would like some vinyls monthly, go on Vinyl Me Please at joinvmp.com/awesome. Again, joinvmp.com/awesome. You'll be getting some great vinyls to your door once a month, and guess what? No commitments. You don't have to worry about Valentine's Day. You don't have to buy or anything.
No.
All right? So don't worry. No strings attached. You get what you want, when you want it, and how often you want it. Be cool. Be a millennial. Get your vinyls. joinvmp.com/awesome. You can post them on your wall just like Robbie.
My dad did it first.
And he's got Juvenile. Anyway, guys.
Next to Marshall Tucker Band. I think. I'm pretty sure.
And Bread. Bread's up here somewhere.
And the Steve Martin stand-up vinyl, which is awesome, by the way.
Yes. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Take it easy.
See ya.
Peace. Bye.